Hello, welcome back. I'm Tanya from Tanya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? School started this week. Yeah, it's kind of a rough week. I cannot picture my youngest being in high school. It's just crazy. And then having to do, the orientation and getting him some supplies and, we rearranged the schedule a little bit, but, it's still crazy. So crazy. I don't know where summer went. I want half of it back. Can I have half of it back? Because, now it's going to be Christmas, I know. Ugh. Topic for today is not about going back to school. I have a question. Why is it so hard for people to admit they're wrong? I don't know. Do you tell your kids, do you apologize? I'm sorry, I was wrong if you do something? Social media has just put it out there on, like, everybody's entitled and everybody's the priority. And it's more about me generation than us generation. And it's so sad. It's so sad. It's like, why can't you say you're wrong? Why don't you admit you're wrong? Like, we are human. We are imperfect. So we screw up. It's okay to say we're wrong. I mean, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I'm not wrong a lot, but I'll admit it. Like, just this week, I was at Walmart, and you know how people zip in and out of the lanes? I'm a follow the arrow person. But, people weave in and out and all this stuff. And I had just, come around this car that was, I don't know what they were doing, right? And I looked this way, and, and the car in front of me turned, and there had been nobody coming, so I turned and cut this girl off, and you could see she was going to give me the finger, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, my fault, I'm sorry, and then she was just like, okay. But if I would have done what my husband did one time, where he was clearly at fault, he stopped in the most stupidest place ever, so this girl had to go kind of around him, but yet, he should have moved forward, whatever. And then she's giving him the dirty look, and he's giving her a dirty look back, like, well, what the heck's your problem? And it's like, and I told him, I said, no, honey, I said, you should have pulled up more. Like, she could hardly get around you. She had to pick up, bigger vehicle too. It's like, yeah, and he had other things to say, but, it was just like, we all screw up, especially driving. You can chew somebody out for taking 10 seconds to pull into this humongous parking place. But then I sit there and think, I've done that before. Or really slow taking a turn, and, and you're in a hurry, and I'm like, come on, drive your vehicle, But I've done that before. So I'm always, it's like, my son's sitting beside me, and I'm chewing out the person in front of me, and then I'm like, oh, I've done that. I shouldn't be saying this. I've done the same thing. They're just paying me back. But there's other instances where it is so detrimental to say you are wrong. And, I don't know. I'm not saying you have to say sorry, but say you were wrong. We'll get to sorry later. Maybe in January. No. But why can't people say they're wrong? And on Facebook, holy crap. Let's just bash everybody. There's a lot of things I see and comments, and I won't even, it's like I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth putting my comment on there, because all they're going to do is turn around and bash you. Yeah. It's so sad. So sad. But yeah, if are we the generation that didn't teach our kids to say, they were wrong? No, because I always, when my kids were little, I'd always be like, say please and thank you. It's like, taught them that. They were so good when they were 2. Please, thank you. they hit 5 and, they know it all, so. But, I mean, how do you raise polite kids? You start when they're little. How do you raise sensitive kids? You start when they're little, I'm not saying anything about my boys. They're about as sensitive as a freaking rock lately. But I do know they will go to bat for each other. Yep, when the chips are down, they're there for each other. So I count that as a success. Yeah, the 2 younger ones, like I always said, if somebody would have picked on, if the older one was around and the little one was getting picked on, the older one probably would have been cheering the guy on. He was just that way. He was just that irritated with his younger brother. And nowadays, being they're a little older, it is nice. It is nice that they do get along, mostly. We only had a wrestling match once last week in the kitchen when they were trying to pummel each other. So that's a success. But teaching them to say they're wrong when they're wrong, that's a hard one. And I will try and get in the middle and be like, no, you are wrong. You are wrong. It's fine. You are wrong. Just admit it. Let's go with it. Yeah. But why is it so hard for people to admit they're wrong? Nobody's perfect. And we have to remember that. We're all imperfect. But anyway, today we're doing another fall soap. This one is, another. It's cute, but it's an ugly duckling. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's just not that cute. It is cute, but it's not cute. Does that make sense? It's kind of cute. Okay, anyway, 3 things. Dream big, be true to you. You are worth it. And let's go check out Harvest Moon. Okay, into our soap. Harvest Moon. That is actually raw buttermilk. It was frozen, and I let it unthaw, and I warmed it up just a tish. Okay, just a tish. Because I wanted to see, I can't do powdered. Powdered doesn't work for me. So I thought, I'm going to try raw buttermilk. And that is from making butter out of raw cream. It's the whole, where does chocolate milk come from? Brown cows, right? But, okay. Anyway, this is, let me see my notes. It is Harvest Moon fragrance oil from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Crafter's Choice, I guess, is actually the brand. And I had a Harvest Moon from, did I have a Harvest Moon? I thought I had one from another, like Aztec or something, and it smelled really good. This one was a little different. Not disappointing, just a little different. So that was a good thing. So I'm starting out with Pewter from Brambleberry. That is the mica in there. And I'm going to actually pour it as a landscape. Just the pewter, not the rest of the soap. So I am going to take my mold. This is my new mold. It's my tall, skinny mold. Have you seen this before? I don't think you have. I do like it. I am going to adjust my soap size so that they are a full 4 ounces. It was hard to do with the moons though, because you'll see. I didn't do your typical column mold here. So I was debating on, do I keep it? Do I save some for the top? I wasn't sure what I was doing. And then I was like, we'll just, pour it all in. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I thought I did. This is what happens when you don't take notes right away, guys. So pewter on the bottom and reserved a bit on the top. And then I'm going to use a Blue Vibrance Pow Pow Purple with a little bit of neon purple in there. And that one's from Matte Micas. And then Blue Vibrance and Flower Girl are from Nurture Soap. And I really like the pink. I got it. It was a freebie Because, you know, when you order, then they always give you a little sample mica. And they're really good about not doubling up your micas, like giving you something you haven't had before. I love that they track that somehow. I don't know. Maybe it's just a happy accident on my end. But, yeah. So the pink is really, really super pretty. I really like this. I was really happy how it turned out. But yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. I don't know. I think I'm going to give up the buttermilk, guys. Maybe buttermilk is not a thing. Maybe you're better off with just like, you know, cow's milk or you know, something else. I don't know. Maybe there's you know, like compounds or something in there. I don't know. Like, it works great in bath bombs and stuff like that. So I got nothing. But anyway, this is not my typical bowl swirl because there's no white in it at all. So we did the bowl swirl with a big batch of blue with a little bit of pink and purple for that skyline. That is my favorite skyline, is when it's that bright, beautiful pink and there's purples and then, you know, the sun setting and yeah. Yep. I had an art teacher from Wyoming, and she said she had never actually seen a true sunset till she got to North Dakota. Yeah. She was like, I've never seen anything like it. If you notice how I'm pouring, it is a zigzag pattern. It is a scattered pattern. It is all over the place. Yeah. And this mold, they do tell you it is going to bow if you overfill it. And every picture I saw on the website, this is from Nurture Soap. I think it's Nurture Homemade now. But every single soap was like was up to the top, and you know, I was like, I don't know, it can't bow out that badly, and I did have a fix for it. But so those are my yellow embeds that I made with the embed video, and that's what I'm using them for. I'm using them for moons. So not your typical column mold. If you don't have a column mold and you have the ball mold, you can still make circles in your soap. You just got to be a little bit precise in placement and, you know, stuff like that. And why did I do it every other? Because I'm going to cut it right down the middle of that ball, which you will see. And, you know, then I'll have a moon in each soap. A moonbeam. No, that'd be pretty, but wouldn't it? I think I tried to do that. I don't think it was last year, was it? I don't think so. I can't remember. I have to look up when I made the soaps and the dates on the soaps. That's the only way I can tell when I made the soaps, you know, when it's like a one-time thing. I'm still a one-time wonder. A one-time wonder. Yeah. Is that what they call it? Yeah. One-hit wonder. I make soaps that are hits, and I make soaps that are just, you know, they're soap. It's soap. So I guess I did put this pewter on top. I did reserve some. I wasn't sure why I did that. Maybe just so it wasn't all the bright on top. That could be. And reserve some because, you know, what if I didn't have enough to cover my moons? That would be devastating. So I just gave this a little swirl, and I actually put 2 of my molds on the outside of it. I covered it with saran wrap and put 2 molds. And look at that. Did it get C-popped? I am trying to remember. Yes, it did. It did get C-popped. Actually, yeah, you can see there's places I think it cracked and heated up a little bit, which was fine, which was totally fine. So now I have to center this and make sure that I hit every moon in the middle, which the problem is when it's still liquid and the mold is bowing and coming back, you know, you might not get it exactly in the middle of my marks. And so when I want to cut it like that, it might not pop out in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So there were, I think I get to the end, there might have been a couple places that I did shift it a little bit. I wanted to make sure, that I had the good inch bars going for me. And so see, one side has the moon and one side does not have the moon. Isn't that cute? They're just crazy. I was so pleased that this turned out as far as that ratio went, that aspect, that part. I mean, look at them. They're just adorable. You can see the landscape. You got the sunny skies. Holy, it's been a long day, guys. But you can see you can see the beautiful moon, like when the moon lights up the clouds and they're light and it's a gorgeous. We had a blue moon recently. Did you see it? I saw it the one day. It didn't look blue to me. It looked orange, but I don't understand the different colors of the moon. I don't get it. But yeah, so it was a process to make sure that I was cutting these properly, and they were still turning out to be an inch, and they were getting the moon on them, and and it was a little hard. You can see I'm trying not to push, right? Because that ball has been soaked for how many months now, right? He's just been sitting in a box waiting for me to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to use you for. I was going to put him on a lily pad with, a flower thing, like the lily pad. But, yeah, I just, it didn't come to fruition, guys. So maybe next year. It would have been cute, but I just wasn't sure how I was going to make that happen with a soap bar. So, yeah. But, so, aren't they adorable? They turned out cute. Like, how can you complain? Look at that. Just a cute, solid, skinny little bar. Like I said, I think next time I'm going to figure this out differently and maybe cut them just a smidge bigger than the 1 inch they are, because it's exactly 12 inches. There's no leeway for, a side, the end pieces, which isn't a big deal, but yet on the other hand, if I could cut them 1.25, and just have a little thing left over, I think I'd be happy with that too. So, but seriously, they're super cute. Look at them. Just wiping them off. And I was thinking, this is great. This is a good job. Look at these. They turned out like you executed that skyline and everything, just super cute. Look at that. It's a landscape. There's nothing you can say about it. It's a landscape. It's cute. Okay, there's a drawback to all this. You knew it was coming, didn't you? You had to have known it was coming. I'll let you finish watching me wipe these down, and I am not gonna clean them up. There's soap, sweetie. That's all it's gonna be. Here are the fragrance notes to this bar. I don't really smell any pumpkin, but it is a very good blend. I do like it. Here are the bars right after I cut them, and here are the bars after they are cured. Now, if anybody can tell me what the heck happened here, please do. I knew there was going to be discoloration to a tan. And they said ricing. I had no ricing issue, but wowzers. I was not expecting those at cure. But anyway, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.